a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith is an Australian professional rugby league footballer who has played his entire career to date for the Melbourne Storm in the National Rugby League. A goal-kicking, Smith has captained the Storm since 2006, winning the 2012 and 2017 NRL Premierships. He previously represented Queensland in State of Origin and the Australian Kangaroos internationally, captaining both teams from 2012 until his retirement from representative matches in 2018. Regarded by many as one of the greatest players of all time, Smith has won the Dally M medal as the NRL's Player of the Year in 2006 and 2017, the Golden Boot Award as the International Player of the Year in 2007 and 2017, and the NRL's Dally M Hooker of the Year on 7 occasions. 2000s. Smith played at hooker for the Logan brothers in Logan City. After scoring 188 points for the Norths Devils in the Queensland Cup, he moved up to the NRL with the Melbourne Storm club. Smith's first 2 games for Melbourne were during the 2002 NRL season, both played at halfback. The following year he played as the Storm's hooker. In 2003 the Queensland Rugby League team were without a specialist hooker. After experimenting with different players in the position for the first 2 matches of the 2003 State of Origin series and losing both, Smith was named at hooker for the 3rd match. For the next 6 years no other player would wear the number 9 for the Maroons until this run of 19 consecutive Origins was cut due to injury. He was named the Melbourne Storm's Rookie of the Year in 2003. In 2005, Smith was named the Melbourne Storm's Player of the Year. The following year he first represented Australia and won the Dally M medal. In addition, he was again named the Storm's Player of the Year. Smith led the Storm to the 2006 NRL Grand Final. While the game was still in the balance, he was forced from the field with injury, which the Storm's loss has been largely attributed to. Smith was selected to play for the Australian national team at hooker the 2007 Anzac Test match victory against New Zealand. For the 2007 State of Origin series, Smith took out both the Wally Lewis Medal for Player of the Series and Ron McAuliffe Medal for Queensland Player of the Series. He was also named the Melbourne Storm Player of the Year. Smith captained the Melbourne Storm in their 34-8 victory over the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles in the 2007 NRL Grand Final. Smith became regular captain of the Melbourne Storm in 2008. Smith captained the Maroons for the entire 2008 State of Origin series due to the absence of regular captain Darren Lockyer. The Maroons won the series with him as the skipper, despite losing the first match 18-10. In August 2008, Smith was named in the preliminary 46-man Kangaroos squad for the 2008 Rugby League World Cup, and in October 2008 he was selected in the final 24-man Australia squad. Cameron was suspended for 2 weeks in the 2008 Finals series after a grapple tackle on Brisbane's Sam Tidey. The suspension would have only been 1 week had he not have carried over points from a previous grapple tackle in round 1 of the year's competition. This meant he was suspended for Melbourne's 2008 Grand Final. Melbourne Storm CEO Brian Waldron and coach Craig Bellamy claimed the judiciary had made their minds up before Cameron's case was heard. The judiciary panel members then threatened to sue the club if the comments were not retracted. Cameron signed a 4-year extension to his contract in December 2008, resulting in him being a contracted player through to the end of at least the 2012 season. His contract is rumoured to be partly funded by third-party sponsors who do not contribute to the standard salary cap. He became the Melbourne Storm's most experienced playing player due to the retirement of Matt Geyer at the end of 2008. He became the last current Storm player in the squad who played under Mark Murray, as well as the only one to have played in a season when the Storm did not make the finals due to their performance. In April 2009, he was named in the preliminary 25-man squad to represent Queensland in the opening State of Origin match for 2009. He was selected for Australia in the one-off Test match against New Zealand on the 8th of May 2009. In the preliminary final in which Melbourne defeated the Brisbane Broncos 40-10, he became Storm's highest ever point scorer, beating Matt Orford's record of 877. Smith led the Storm in their 2009 NRL Grand Final victory over the Parramatta Eels. At the end of the season, he joined the Kangaroos on their campaign to win the 2009 Four Nations tournament in England. He scored the try that saved Australia from losing in the opening match and also scored in the Kangaroos' victory against England in the final. Many of Smith's club achievements between the years of 2006 and 2010 were later placed under an asterisk after the Melbourne Storm was stripped of all honours achieved in those years due to the discovery of extensive salary cap cheating. 2010s. In 2010 he played in the 2010 World Club Challenge at halfback in the absence of his usual number 7 Cooper Cronk due to injury. Smith kicked 5 goals and was named man of match. For the 2010 Anzac Test, Smith was selected to play for Australia at hooker in their victory against New Zealand. For the first time since Game 2 of the 2003 Origin Series, Smith wasn't wearing the number 9 for Queensland. After he failed to overcome the elbow injury he sustained playing in that test, he was replaced by Matt Borlin. In round 26 of the 2010 NRL season, Smith became the first Melbourne Storm player to reach 1,000 points after successfully converting Ryan Hinchcliffe's try. Smith played in the 42-0 thrashing of the Papua New Guinea National Rugby League team during the 2010 Four Nations. It was a game where he converted 5 tries and scored once. He was later named man of the match. Smith was named man of the match in Queensland's win in Game I and later Game 3 of the 2011 State of Origin series, subsequently resulting in his naming as the Wally Lewis Medal-winning man of the series. On the 3rd of November 2011 the annual WiF Awards dinner was held at the Tower of London and Smith was named Hooker of the Year. Following Darren Lockyer's retirement at the end of the 2011 season, Smith became captain of both Australia and Queensland. He captained both sides to the 2012 Anzac Test and 2012 State of Origin Series victories respectively. At the 2012 Dally M Awards, Smith was named the NRL's Hooker of the Year. He captained Storm to victory in the 2012 NRL Grand Final over the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Smith also received the Rugby League International Federation's International Player of the Year award for 2012. He then captained them to victory in the 2013 World Club Challenge over Leeds, earning the title of World Champions. Smith captained Australia in the 2013 Anzac Test and played at hooker. He kicked 4 goals from 6 attempts in what was the first Test match ever played in Canberra. After victory in the third and deciding game of the 2013 State of Origin Series, Smith was awarded the Wally Lewis Medal for Player of the Series, in which he captained the Queensland team, which extended their record-winning streak to 8 years. On the 9th of June 2013, Smith played his 250th game for the Melbourne Storm, the second only player to have achieved that feat. Queensland's win in Game 3 of the 2014 State of Origin Series made Smith the first player in State of Origin history to win 20 games. On the 30th of November 2013, Smith captained Australia to a dominant 34-2 win against New Zealand in the 2013 Rugby League World Cup final, ensuring the Australian side went through the entire tournament undefeated. In November 2014, in the Four Nations game against England, Smith became just the 6th player to appear for Australia in 40 Test matches. On the 9th of July 2015, Smith captained Queensland to a 2-1 series win against New South Wales, winning Game 3 emphatically by 52-6. It was Smith's 9th series win in 10 years and his 4th series win as captain. At series end, Smith had equalled Darren Lockyer for most Queensland appearances with 36, and received his 5th Man of the Match award in Game 1 to sit in equal second behind Wally Lewis for most Man of the Match awards in State of Origin. On the 17th of July 2015, Smith became the Melbourne Storm's first 300-game player and only the 24th player in the history of the NRL to achieve such a feat. As of April 2017, Smith is one of only 3 current NRL players to have eclipsed 300 NRL games. On the 22nd of June 2016, Smith captained Queensland to their 10th series win in 11 years over New South Wales. Smith was awarded his 6th Man of the Match award in Game 2 of Origin and was awarded the Wally Lewis Medal as the Player of the Series for the 4th time at series end. On the 10th of March 2017, Smith reached 2,000 career points in a match against the New Zealand Warriors, becoming the first forward, the first Queenslander, and just the 5th player in history to have achieved the milestone. On the 30th of July 2017, Smith became only the 3rd player in NRL history to play 350 games, behind Darren Lockyer and equal with Derry Lamb. On 9th September, he played his 356th match and thereby became NRL's most capped player of all time. On the 30th of March 2018, during the Round 4 fixture against the Sharks, Smith was sent to the sin bin for backchatting. This was Smith's first sin binning in his career, and the Storm would go on to lose the match 14-4 in a match that had 33 penalties in total. On the 15th of May 2018, Smith announced his retirement from all representative football, making him unavailable for Queensland or Australian selection. Personal life. Smith has 3 children with his long-term partner Barbara Johnson, whom he married in late 2011, a daughter, Jada, who was born in 2008, a son, Jasper, who was born the following year, and a second daughter, Matilda, born in 2013. Smith supports the Hawthorn Football Club. Smith is also an avid car enthusiast who is an ambassador for Holden Special Vehicles as well as an ambassador for the Ovarian Cancer Awareness Campaign. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?